ghost hauntings of Omaha, Nebraska. Brother Sebastian's Restaurant and Winery. With Gregorian chant music echoing in the parking lot and fine decor matching the theme, stepping into this restaurant is like stepping into another time. This monastery-themed restaurant boasts being one of the top-ranked restaurants in the area, but history was not always this kind. The original building was built in 1977 and was popular during this time as well. However, in 1996, a gas leak caused a fire which burned the restaurant to the ground, forcing the owner to rebuild in 1997 after taking out a large loan. These days, a spirit named Bill Walden, who was a faithful patron of the winery, frequents the location. Both patrons and staff claim that he appears in recognizable form, wearing a tweed smoking jacket. Sometimes they see him in a solid form, and other times he is see-through. Reports also claim that his presence has produced the smell of cigars or cigarettes. Bill continues to let others know he is around by interacting with things around him, such as knocking over glasses of water. Cornerstone Mansion Bed and Breakfast. Online, you can read a lot about the hauntings of the Cornerstone Mansion Bed and Breakfast. However, most don't know that it was purchased by the St. Barnabas Parish. As of July 1st, 2019, it serves as the church's parish house and rectory. But regardless of who the living owner is, there are some ghostly residents who stick around. During the mansion's time as a bed and breakfast, there were reports of apparitions of a young man and of an elderly former owner who were said to have been seen appear sitting in a rocking chair that once adorned the parlor. Disembodied footsteps were also often heard, but one of the biggest activities occurred any time there were celebrations or events. During these busy times is when poltergeist activity occurred, causing mayhem for the guests and mansion. There was also a small carriage house on the grounds where reports of activity took place. In fact, there was so much paranormal activity that took place here that the previous owner stopped renting it out entirely. It is claimed that a woman named Emily is a spirit who haunts this building. Allegedly, she was beaten to death by her husband after an argument. It is thought that this is the reason she lashes out at any male visitors who enter the cottage. O'Connor's Irish Pub. Many towns have at least one bar or pub that is believed to be haunted, and in Omaha, that place is O'Connor's Irish Pub. The pub opened in 2001 and has had many reports of paranormal activity, including shadow figures and disembodied footsteps in the kitchens and the second-floor bar area. One of the owners of the pub is claimed to have witnessed an apparition of an owner of the place from the 1920s that matched a photo they had on hand. On October 10, 2015, an investigation was done at the pub by the Prism Paranormal team. During this investigation, they encountered many unexplained occurrences. Bar lights turned on when investigators asked for any spirit who was present to make itself known. A shadow figure was seen behind the second-floor bar. Electronic voice phenomena were captured, and the team experienced unexplained equipment failures. If you'd like to learn more about Prism's investigation of O'Connor's Pub, then check out the link to their website in the description below. The White House Apartments. The White House Apartments is a turn-of-the-century Victorian property which sits in the heart of Omaha's Little Italy district. The property was originally a private mansion, but was purchased and turned into a small hospital for the growing Italian neighborhood. Eventually, this large building was turned into an apartment. There have been multiple entities encountered at the White House Apartments, but it is the spirit of a woman who is best known by the residents. She has been said to drift through the halls wearing a white gown, most commonly seen in the lobby, startling those who live on the first floor with her welcoming smile before disappearing. Some believe that the female apparition was the result of a death when the building was used as a hospital. But it could be possible that she may have been an original owner because she greets those coming into the house, as though she were a hostess. What do you think? Forest Lawn Cemetery Chapel. With so many who are laid to rest in the cemetery, you may not be surprised to hear that the chapel at Forest Lawn is haunted. Some years ago, paranormal investigators, DAMM, Ladies of the Paranormal, were scheduled to conduct a Halloween event at the cemetery. They claimed that, due to this experience, the chapel is one of the most haunted places in Omaha that they have visited. The team went into the chapel a few weeks before the event to prepare it for their class. It was during this time that one of the investigators, who was working alone in the basement at the time, reported hearing unexplained noises coming from the basement. She called out to her team, but no one responded. She instantly knew she wasn't wanted in the basement. She tried to leave the basement calmly to meet up with the rest of her group, but as she approached the stairs, she felt something behind her. When she turned around, a large black mass lunged at her. After telling her group about what happened, she realized she had been recording the whole time on her audio recorder. When they got to the part where she was getting ready to head up the stairs, they heard an electronic voice phenomena telling them to, quote, "Get out." When they held their class a couple weeks later, there were more incidents with the black shadow lunging at people, hair pulling, and one of the investigators' names being said, quite clearly, on the spirit box. The attacks were so intense that the class was rounded up and brought back upstairs. That's all for this week's video. Have you been to any of these places? If so, did you encounter any disembodied voices or footsteps? What sort of things have you experienced? Please tell us in the comments below. And remember, if you want to believe, then hit subscribe.